So an ICE agent in cold blood murders a 37-year-old American white woman today in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But I will show you some damning evidence that this ICE officer committed murder. I know the subspecies, otherwise known as maggots, are all over X trolling, talking about F around and find out. She had it coming. Don't interfere with police activities and this wouldn't happen. If she'd have just shut her mouth. I mean, all of them are sounding like they're putting up their defense for their rape trials that are going to be coming up probably at some point in their lifetime, because that is definitely an abuser type of language. But I digress. We're going to get into it right now. So first, I want to just talk about this young lady who was killed, what she was doing there, and how this whole situation happened. And then I want to talk about what Kristi Noem had to say about this and her absolutely deplorable self, as well as Donald Trump. So this is Renee Nicole Good, the 37-year-old woman who lost her life tragically today when she was shot in the face 3 times by an ICE officer unprovoked. And yes, I say unprovoked. I know what Kristi Noem said, and I'm going to show that here in a second, but it was clearly unprovoked, and we have the video and photography evidence to prove it. We're going to go through that layer by layer. So first, who was she? Well, she was, according to some reports, an observer. So she was coming and observing what ICE was doing, which is within her constitutional rights, and she was in no way posing a threat. Her family says that she wasn't even doing that she just got caught up in the moment. There was an ICE blockade on the road. She was in this minivan with another lady, and she tried to turn the vehicle around. She was even waving, like she got caught in traffic, so she's waving traffic through, like, go around me, right? And then here comes this ICE truck pulls up, and they jump out, hands on their weapons already. You have 2 women, right? Why you alpha males got to run around with your hand on your gun, right? You're not tough just because you have your hand on your gun, especially against some women in a minivan, dude. So they run up on her. The dude tries to pull her out of the car. She slowly starts to drive away. She's probably scared for her life. Well, she should have been, because this is exactly what ended up happening. The officer pulls his gun out, puts it in through the window into her face, and fires 3 times, killing her. But that's not what's worse. We're going to get to what's worse here in just a second. First, let's look at what this despicable human being, if you can call her that, in Kristi Noem had to say, knowing that she must have already seen the video when she made this speech, because it was out all over the internet immediately. So she had to have seen the video, so she knows that she's lying completely out of her teeth. Check this out.
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him.
So look, the first lie that she said was that the officers were stuck in the snow or something like that, right? They weren't stuck. They pulled up to this lady who was just trying to turn around in traffic. So clearly they weren't stuck. Secondly, she says that this woman, who's a domestic terrorist, tried to ram the officers and other people around the officers. Clearly, what this video I'm going to show you shows is that is all a lie. Complete and utter BS. Check this out. So look, guys, as you can clearly see, number one, the officer, when he shoots her, he's on the side of the vehicle. Both officers clearly on the side of the vehicle here. They are not in any danger. That van is maybe doing 1 mile or 2 miles an hour, right? She's at like parking speed. Next, he sticks the gun in the driver's side window and pops her 3 times. 3 times in the face. This little woman, unarmed, who's simply trying to slowly drive away, he pops her in the face 3 times. Now here's where it gets really bad, guys, and this is where it's just absolutely disgusting. So after she crashes the car, because she's dead, right? She got popped in the head 3 times. She's dead. The car crashes. She's laying there in the car with her head on the steering wheel. And a member of the crowd says, "I am a doctor. Let me go and treat her." And he is prevented.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician.
I don't care.
Physician.
The ICE agents say, "Oh, medics are on their way. Stand back. Stand back." Denying her medical treatment from a trained professional. Now I get like crime scene and all of that. But crime scene doesn't matter when it comes to a medical emergency. When it's a gunshot wound in any capacity, whether you know if they're dead or not, doesn't matter. Police are supposed to give medical aid. You can see from the video, I've got it blurred out, but there's nobody in that van helping this woman. Not even checking to see if she's alive. According to reports, it took 15 minutes for medics to finally arrive. By then, of course, she's gone, right? It's too late. Now, yes, it probably would have done absolutely no good for this doctor to go over there and help her because of the fact that she had her brains blown out by this ICE officer 3 times in the face. But at the very least, you have to render aid. No matter if it's going to be useful or not, whether the person's going to die or not, you are obligated to render aid to a gunshot victim. None of the ICE agents were doing it, and they were actively preventing a medical professional from doing it. That, therefore, is criminal. So not only the guy who shot the woman needs to be prosecuted, but the 2 ICE agents who are preventing the medical doctor from rendering aid, they should also be charged as well. I don't know what crime they would be charged with, but they need to be charged with something. Here's the thing. You have the mayor coming out and saying this.
I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Now, those are some pretty strong words, but if you contrast it to what the police chief said, it really kind of shows you that the blue wall, the thin blue line, all that garbage, yeah, I don't know if I trust this police chief after what I heard him say, because I can guarantee you this. If what this dude said had been said, or if this situation had happened with anybody else that's not an ICE agent, not a cop, whatever, that dude is being arrested. He's being interrogated. He's spending 12 straight hours of interrogation. He's not even getting out of that precinct. But this guy, he can go get a burger and a milkshake. He's good. And the fact that the police chief says this, I don't know. Listen to this.
The crime scene was held by the Minneapolis Police Department, and the investigation is now being led jointly by the Federal Bureau of Investigation as well as the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. And the purpose of their involvement would be to investigate whether any state laws within the state of Minnesota have been violated.
Yeah, so listen, when the police chief says, well, we're going to investigate in cooperation with the FBI, and if we see that any applicable laws were broken, then, we'll do something about it then. I'm sorry, that's just not justice. Listen, I'm going to give you a perfect example of a first world country and how they would deal with this situation. Singapore, a country I know a lot about. In Singapore, the police are held to a higher standard. Government officials are held to a higher standard. So if they break the law, no matter what law it is, they get twice the punishment. This is a deterrent from corruption and police abuse of power. So if a cop commits a shooting and it's unjustified, they're done data. It's over with, right? The police aren't even allowed to touch their gun. They can't even put their hand on the gun unless a suspect has a weapon in their hand. And even then, they can't draw the gun unless the suspect makes an aggressive move. The reason why is because if you allow police officers, federal agents, ICE agents to just nilly-willy pull their gun and start shooting at people, you're going to end up with one of two things. You're going to end up with a revolution, which is going to just overthrow everything and a whole bunch of people are going to die. Or you're going to end up with a complete and barbaric society where might makes right. Eventually, that ends up in a revolution as well. And they don't want that. So they put those laws in place where any public official, no matter who it is, if they commit a crime, they get double the punishment. That's the way that it's got to be here, guys. If you want to end this police brutality, federal agent brutality on American citizens, it's got to change. And the only way it's going to change is if our government changes it or we change our government. One of the two. That's all I got for you guys, man. I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, I can't say you enjoyed it because this is a very grim topic, but if you got any value out of it, please consider subscribing or whatever, and or don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so disgusted right now. If you are too, drop your feelings. It's good to share. Drop your feelings in the comments and let everybody know.